Hello everyone. Today we are going to explain the sixth characteristic of the population, that is age ratio and sex ratio. Friends, age distribution is one of the important characteristic of the population which affects the natality and mortality. Age distribution is an important characteristic of population which affects the natality and mortality. The ratio of various age groups determines the current reproductive status of the population and indicates what may be expected in the future. It means the age distribution is having great importance for the process of reproduction together with the survival and even the death rate. So these are the various parameters which are happening in a population as uh, time advances or over a period of time. The the number of individuals or whatever the individuals, total number of individuals present in the population, that will show the different activities with respect to natality and mortality. So, natality and mortality are mainly affected by the different age groups of the population, such as young stage, adult stage, or the old stage. So, these are the three groups of the population and which may have varied number of the individuals in each of the age group. So there is a continuous change, there is a continuous change in the number of every age group among the population, that is the number of young individuals or number of adult individuals or the number of old individuals continuously changing in a population over a period of time, and that's why this change of number of individuals in each of the age group may be pre-reproductive, reproductive, and the post-reproductive phase of the population, and this will have the great importance for the process of natality, or predict we can predict the rate of birth or the rate of death among the population. So the age distribution is an important characteristic of the population and which affects the natality and the mortality. The ratio of the various age groups, the ratio of the various age groups, that is young, adult or old, or pre-reproductive, reproductive and the post-reproductive age groups, determines the current reproductive status of the population and indicates what may be expected in the future. For example, usually rapidly growing population contains large number of young individuals. Usually rapidly growing population contains or shows or is having large number of young individuals, that is at the first age group, that is a pre-reproductive stage. So when the population containing large number of pre-reproductive individuals or the young individuals, ultimately this particular population shows the rapid growth of the population. Means the number of population will increase, the number of the population will increase fast if there are large number of young individuals in the population. Secondly, a stationary population contains more even distribution of the various age classes or various age groups. Stationary population means when the population number or the number of the individuals of the population when is stable or a stationary, indicating that there is a even distribution of the individuals present in a population and containing the even or the equal number of individuals in each of the age group, that is young, adult and old, or pre-reproductive, reproductive and the post-reproductive. So the stationary population or a stable population containing more even distribution of the various age groups or the classes, means each of the age group is having more or less equal number of individuals, indicating that the population is a stable or stationary. In third case or thirdly, declined population have large population of the old individuals. Declined population means the number of the individuals in a population decreasing. So the number of the individuals of the population decreasing, it means the population will have large number of old animals and which are at the stage of death. So ultimately, in such a population, the mortality rate is more due to the large number of old individuals present in the population. So this will show the decline or decrease of number of individuals in a population. So this is due to the presence of large number of old individuals in the population. Fourth condition, that is population may shows change of age structure without changing size or the number. Population may shows change of age structure without changing population size or population number. It means population also shows the change of age structures, means the transformation or the change of first age group into second age group or second age group to third age group. So this is just a transformation of the members or the number of individuals of each of the age group, and the population size or the number remaining constant. So population may shows change of age structure without changing size or the number, means the population size or the number remaining constant, but the population is showing different different age groups among the population with a varied number, with a change of number of individuals among the three groups, that is pre-reproductive, reproductive and the post-reproductive, that is young, adult and the old age groups. The number of individuals among these three groups is changing, but overall or the total population number remaining same or the constant. From ecological point of view, From ecological point of view, age structure can be divided into three groups. From ecological point of view, age structure can be divided into three groups such as pre-reproductive, post-reproductive, and pre-reproductive, reproductive, and the post-reproductive. So these are the three age groups on the basis of their reproductive status. On the basis of their reproductive status, the or reproduction ability or the breeding ability or the capacity, the population can be divided into three age groups, that is pre-reproductive or young, then reproductive, that is mature or the adult, and third, that is a post-reproductive or the old. So there are three age groups such as pre-reproductive, reproductive and post-reproductive. The relative duration of these ages in a proportion of lifespan varies with the different organisms. So the duration of the relative duration or the time of these ages in a proportion to the lifespan or the total lifespan varies with the different organisms. For example, in human being, the three ages are relatively equal in a length, means the duration of each of the age group is equal. The duration of the each age group is equal, that is pre reproductive, reproductive, and the post reproductive, or young, adult, and old age groups. So these are the three age groups, and which are having the more or less equal duration or the time when compared with the total lifespan in the human being, and it is about one third of a life in each class. So in each of the class or in each of the age group, the time is one third of the total lifespan. For example, last time we also have explained that in case, for example, or just consider, for example, in a human being, the lifespan, if we are considering the lifespan of the human being, say about 75 years. So, out of 75 years of the total lifespan of the human being, the young stage uh, will have the relative time that is of about one third, that is 25 years. The adult stage is again of 25 years, and the old stage is again of 25 years. That is one third of the total lifespan. So if we are considering the total lifespan of the human being, that is 75 years, so one third of the 75, that is 25. So in each of the age class or in each of the age group, the time or the duration of the each age group is one third. That is 25, 25, and 25. That is young, adult, and the old age. This is what the relative time of the each age group usually found among the human being. Primitive humans had much shorter post-reproductive period by the comparison. Primitive humans or the primates or the ancestors of the human being, that is Homo sapiens, which have very shorter post-reproductive period when compared with the modern human or the modern man. Many animals and plants have very large pre-reproductive period. Many animals and plants have very large pre-reproductive period. In insects, for example, insects have extremely long pre-reproductive period and a very short reproductive period and no post-reproductive period. So this type of situation or the condition can be observed in a many insect species. For example, mayfly needs one to several years to develop in a larval stages. Means larval lifespan or the young stage or the duration or the time spent in a young stage in case of insect like mayfly requires one to several years to develop only the larval stage or the larval transformation in the water, and the adults emerge to live for a few days. So when the larval forms of the mayflies, which are aquatic in habitat, they takes one to several years to undergo the larval development, and which pass through the several larval instars and then getting transformed into the adult stage, and adult live for only few days, and adult live for only few days, during which it undergoes or the adult passes or undergoes its reproductive activities or the reproduction, and after that it dies. So most most of the insect species dies after the breeding activities or after their reproduction. Most of the uh, adult males and females, they usually dies, means they are without post reproductive period. These are without post reproductive period, means immediately after breeding activities, immediately after completion or completing reproduction or the breeding activities, the adult dies. Means in such cases there are only two age groups, that is the young stage and the adult stage, among which the young stage is much longer and with a very short reproductive age group. Means pre-reproductive group is much longer, or the lifespan, larval lifespan is much longer and very shorter reproductive period and without post reproductive or old age group. So these are the various conditions can be observed in a different organisms with the consideration of the uh, life stages and the relative time spent in each of the age group. Then next point is age pyramid. Age pyramids. The three age groups of the population can be represented in the form of a graph called as age pyramid. The three age groups of the population, that is pre-reproductive group, reproductive group and post-reproductive group. So these three age groups of the population can be represented in the form of graph called as age pyramid. In the age pyramid, the pre-reproductive or young age group is represented at the bottom. The reproductive or mature or adult age group is represented in the middle, and post-reproductive or the old age group is represented at the top. So, in a pyramid with a shape of a triangle, for example, with a shape of triangle. So, pre-reproductive age group is represented in the bottom of the pyramid. Reproductive age group is represented in the middle of the pyramid, and the post-reproductive age group is represented at the top of the pyramid. So, this is just this is just a representation. Age pyramid is thus just a representation of three age groups of the population in the form of pre-reproductive, reproductive and the post-reproductive age group, one on the top of other. So, in the age pyramid, the pre-reproductive or the young age group, in the age pyramid, the individuals of pre-reproductive or young age group are represented at the bottom. The reproductive or adult age groups is represented in the middle, means the individuals or the organisms of the reproductive age group or adult age group are represented at the middle of the age pyramid, and the post reproductive or the individuals of post reproductive or old age group are represented at the top. So this is what forming a pyramid like structure, and this type of graph, this type of graph representing three age groups of the population is called as age pyramid. The shape of the pyramid shows the growth or decline or equilibrium of the population. The shape of the pyramid, we are going to explain various conditions, various forms or the various patterns of the age pyramids with the consideration of the um, total number of the individuals in each of the age group or in each of the class among the population, and then preparing a graph representing the age pyramid with a variable shape. So the shape of the pyramid shows the either growth or a decline, that is decrease, or equilibrium or a stable number of the population. For example, when population contains more individuals, when listen carefully, when population contains more individuals of the pre-reproductive and reproductive age groups, the pyramid is bell-shaped. The bell-shaped pyramid shows that the population is stable or at the level of the equilibrium. The population is stable, representing or indicating the equal rate of mortality and natality. So, natality rate and mortality rate are equal in a population when the there are large number of individuals present in a first two groups, that is pre-reproductive and reproductive age groups. When there are more number of individuals present in a pre-reproductive and reproductive age groups of the population, then the pyramid appears to be bell-shaped. The pyramid becomes bell-shaped, and the bell-shaped pyramid shows that the population is stable. Then we'll explain the salient features of the age pyramids. Salient features of the age pyramids. Age pyramid is a graph. Age pyramid is a graph showing different age groups of the population. Age pyramid is a graph showing different age groups of the population. The pre-reproductive age group is represented at the base, as we have explained earlier, that there are three age groups and which are represented one on another. So the pre-reproductive age group is represented at the base, the reproductive age group is represented at the middle, and the post-reproductive age group is represented at the top of the pyramid. So age pyramid is a graph showing different age groups of the population. The pre-reproductive age group is represented at the base, the reproductive age group represented at the middle, and the post-reproductive age group is represented at the top. It indicates the whether the population is growing or decline or stable. So we are going to see or study or explain, we are going to study or we are going to explain three different type of age pyramids indicating different conditions or different situations in a population. So when uh, the pyramid is triangular, when the pyramid is triangular, when the pyramid is triangular, the population is growing. When the pyramid is triangular, the population is growing, indicating that the number of the individuals in a population is growing or increasing. When urn shaped, when urn shaped means somewhat round on the top side, when the pyramid is a round in a shape, on the top side or on the top of the pyramid, when urn shaped, the population is declining. The population is declining or decreasing. The number of population or the number of individuals of the population decreasing when the age pyramid is urn shaped, means having a round shape or urn shaped in a top. When bell shaped, when the age pyramid is bell shaped, showing the population is stable. When the age pyramid is bell shaped, showing the population is stable. An age pyramid represents the age distribution of a living population at a specific time. An age pyramid represents the age distribution of a living population at a specific time. Hence, when the age distribution changes over a period of time, the shape of the pyramid also changes. Hence, when the age distribution changes over a period of time, the shape of the pyramid also changes. It means in a definite number of individuals of a population, there are various age groups. Now we'll explain it little bit again. When the population, when a population having a definite number of individuals in a population with a different age groups, maybe pre-reproductive or the young group, then reproductive or the adult individuals, and third group of the old or post-reproductive individuals. So, due to the a growth, due to a development or the growth of the organisms, there is a continuous change of the organisms, and they are getting transformed from one age group to the next age group. So there is a transformation of the age groups or the age classes in a population, and due to this only the shape of the age pyramid is continuously changing. So the individuals which are at the stage of pre-reproductive stage, suppose when at a certain time or in a particular time, the the individuals of the pre-reproductive stage, they they get transformed into the adult stage. Means through the process of growth and development of the organisms in a population, they shows the transformation of their age distribution from one stage to next, first to second or second to third, and due to this, ultimately the shape of the age pyramid changing. The shape of the age pyramid is changing, and this is because of the transformation of the various age groups, that is age distribution. So whatever the number of uh, individuals present in each of the age group, that is also changing. That is also changing. So age pyramid represents the age distribution of a living population at a specific time. Hence, when the age distribution changes over a period of time, the shape of the pyramid also changes. Now see the images. So these are the three type of age pyramids. In a first type of age pyramid, which is triangular. Now just see and observe the these are three age pyramids. So first diagram or the first age pyramid, that is a triangular, which is a growing, that indicates the first age pyramid indicates the population is growing. Population is growing, and in such a case or in such a age pyramid, the organisms or the individuals of the pre-reproductive stage or age and the reproductive stage are more in number than the post-reproductive age. So these are the three age groups which are which we have represented in a age pyramid. In a bottom of the pyramid, the large number of individuals or the more number of individuals belonging to pre-reproductive class or the age group. Then on the top of which there is a second group of the individuals, that is a reproductive age group, and on the top of the reproductive age group, the post-reproductive uh, age group. So in a first type of age pyramid, that is a triangular age pyramid, where the pre-reproductive and reproductive age groups, individuals of pre-reproductive and reproductive age groups are more in number, indicating that the population is growing. In a second case, where also the individuals of pre-reproductive and the reproductive age groups are more, and the shape of the pyramid is a bell shaped, representing a stable or the equilibrium, means the individuals of the three age groups is more or less equal. The individuals or the number of individuals in each of the age class or the age group, that is pre-reproductive, reproductive and the post-reproductive, are equal, and indicating that the population is stable, or the shape of the age pyramid is bell shaped. In third age pyramid, you see the shape of the pyramid is urn shaped, where the number of individuals of the pre-reproductive age group are very less than just uh, more number of individuals in a reproductive age group and a large number of individuals in a post or the old stage or in a post reproductive age group. So in a urn-shaped age pyramid, the individuals of the post-reproductive age group are large in number and indicating that the population is declining. Age pyramid shows the population is declining. In first case, the population is increasing. In a second case, population is stable or at the stage of equilibrium, and in a third case, the population is decreasing or declining. This is because of varied number of the age distribution, different number of age groups in a three different classes or the age groups. Now you will repeat the same things again. In a first type of age pyramid, in a triangular type of age pyramid, in a bottom, the individuals, there are large number of individuals, there are large number of individuals belonging to pre-reproductive age group and the reproductive age group, and that's why the population is growing. When the individuals of the pre-reproductive group age group, when the individuals of the pre-reproductive age group are large in number, indicating that the population is growing. So in first case, the age pyramid is triangular. So in the bottom, there are large number of pre-reproductive age group or the individuals of pre-reproductive age groups or the young individuals. Then reproductive age groups, individuals of the reproductive age groups are also large in number, and this indicates the population is growing, and the age pyramid is a triangular, means indicating that there is a less number of the post reproductive age group. There is a uh, less number less number of the post reproductive age group or the individuals of the old age, and that's why indicating the triangular age pyramid, indicating the population is growing. In a second case, when the age pyramid is bell shaped, and this bell shaped age pyramid is due to the presence of equal number, more or less equal number of organisms or the individuals of the each of the age group, that is pre-reproductive, reproductive and the post-reproductive, indicating that the population is stable. Population is stable. And in a third type, that is urn-shaped age pyramid, where the number of pre-reproductive individuals or the number of organisms or the individuals of the pre-reproductive age group or the young individuals or the younger class is a very less, which is present in a bottom with a less number of individuals than just uh, more number in a reproductive stage and again more number of organisms in a post reproductive stage or the old age, indicating that the population is declining since out of total number of individuals in a population there are three age groups. The individuals of the pre-reproductive age group are very much less. Just more than these are the individuals are of a reproductive age group, and a large number of the individuals of the post reproductive age group or the old individuals which are at the stage of death because they are going to die soon, because they are going to die soon, and that's why this type of age pyramid, that is urn shaped age pyramid, shows the population is declining because of presence of large number of organisms or the individuals belonging to post reproductive age group, maybe more than 60%. So remaining two age groups, that is pre-reproductive age group, maybe only 20%, and reproductive age group may be up to 30%, and the total of which will be 50%, suppose. So first two age groups, that is pre-reproductive age group and reproductive age group, will have the 20 and 30% of the individuals uh, in a population, and remaining 50% of the population contributes or having large number of post reproductive uh, age group or the individuals of the old stage, and that's why indicating the unshaped age pyramid, indicating the population is declining. So this is about the age pyramids. So these are the three type of age pyramids, and which also indicates the reproductive status, which also indicates the reproductive status of the population, or this shows the varied shapes. This shows varied shapes or different shape of the age pyramids on the basis of the different age groups or the number of different age groups in a population. Then sex ratio. Uh, So whatever the information we explained that belongs to age ratio or the age distribution. Now the sex ratio. It is the ratio of males to female. Sex ratio. It is the ratio of males to females in a population. In most of the sexually reproducing species, the sex ratio is 1:1. According to Fisher's principle, most of the sexually reproducing species have sex ratio 1:1, one male, one female. So according to Fisher's principle, the sex ratio is 1:1. According to Fisher's or the Fisher's principles explains, in most of the sexually reproducing organisms or the species, the sex ratio is 1:1. That is, one male, one female. Many species shows this ratio periodically or permanently. Many species shows this ratio, that is 1:1, periodically or permanently. For example, parthenogenesis species, there are certain species which undergoes the process of parthenogenesis. In that case, the ratio is different. The ratio is different. For example, parthenogenesis species periodically shows mating organisms. For example, parthenogenesis species periodically shows mating organisms such as aphids, some eusocial wasp, or social insects like wasp, bees, ants, and the termites. So these are the different type of insects where there is a process of parthenogenesis. So in the parthenogenetic species or in a parthenogenesis species, there is a alternation of sexual phase or a non-sexual phase or a parthenogenetic phase. Means there is a evidence or the presence of matings, that is males and females, presence of male and female organisms or the mating organisms periodically, not throughout the year. So whatever the period, in a definite period of the time or the season, these species shows mating organisms, that is sexual phases, that is males and females. And in this alternates, this sexual phase alternates with the parthenogenetic phase where the eggs develops without fertilization. Eggs develops without fertilization. So many species shows this ratio periodically or permanently. So there are certain species of the organism, they shows alternation of the sexual phase and the parthenogenesis phase, and that's why the sex ratio either 1:1 or maybe periodical or a permanent. Sex ratio differs according to age profile of the population. Sex ratio differs according to age profile of the population. Primary sex ratio. So there are various categories of the age profile. There are various categories of the age profile in a population, and on that basis there are different there is a difference in a sex ratio at a different ages in a population. In a first type, that is primary sex ratio at fertilization. Secondary ratio at birth. Tertiary ratio in a sexually mature organisms, also called as adult ratio. So the sex ratio can be considered according to age profile of the population. Means we can differentiate or we can determine the sex ratio at various stages or the various age profiles of the population. Primary sex ratio, that is a sex ratio can be considered or measured at the time of fertilization. Then secondary ratio at birth. So at the birth, when the individuals get birth, we can uh, identify or differentiate male and female and can calculate the sex ratio, that is male to female, at the time of birth. Then tertiary ratio, that is ratio in sexually mature organisms, that is at the maturity. So we can determine the sex ratio at the stage of sexual maturity or the adult organism, called as a adult ratio. Then quaternary sex ratio in a post-reproductive organism. Quaternary sex ratio, where we can measure or determine the sex ratio even in a post-reproductive age of the organisms. In a anthropology, in anthropology or a demography, the human sex ratio is the ratio of males to females in a population. In anthropology or in a demography, the human sex ratio is the ratio of males to females in a population. For example, the sex ratio or entire world, the sex ratio of entire world population is 102 males to 100 females. The sex ratio of the entire world, the sex ratio for entire world population is 102 males to 100 females. So this is the number or a survey of 2017. The current sex ratio in India, the current sex ratio in India is 1000 males to 947 females. So this is the number or the survey of year 2019. The current sex ratio in India is 1000 males to 947 females according to the survey of 2019. And in Maharashtra, it is 925 males, 925 males to 922 females. This is also a survey or a number or the sex ratio of the male to female in a human being of the Maharashtra, that is 925 males to 922 females, means there are there are three females less in a Maharashtra uh, as per uh, the calculation as per the survey uh, of 2019. So this is what about the age ratio and the sex ratio. So today we'll stop here. Next time we'll continue with the next characteristic of the population, that is the population dispersal. So today with this, that is age ratio and sex ratio, will stop here. Thank you.